Ladies and gentlemen, slimes and dons, my hip-hop crimies and crimettes, welcome back to the couch. It's your man BITO'S and my renegade. So if you know, you know. If you don't, hit the button below. We back with another Kendrick reaction out to GNX, baby. And we here just going over what he might be talking about in these lyrics, what he may be referring to, and to learn what he may be talking about. Because I ain't a brother that got all the answers. And I'm pretty sure people know a lot more about the Lord than I do when it comes to Kendrick. This is why we here, dog. But I know a little bit of something. I can still talk about the lyrics a little bit. But we back into, I think, track 7 of this right now. We are in track 6 right now. So we are halfway through the album, reacting to it. I did my full album reaction when it first came out. This album is so dope. Like right now I'm ranking this album probably a 9.5 overall. It's up the score I think from my maybe possible original ranking, but I know I had this pretty high regardless, and we're starting a ranking system here because I'm a little bit more coherent for this ranking system today, and that's where we're going with this. So don't forget to like the video, dog. We're going into Reincarnated, which personally I think this is the best track on the album. For one, he used the Made Niggas beat, you know what I'm saying, from Tupac's one of Tupac's songs from like back in the day. I don't remember what album it was off the top of my head, but I know the song immediately. Like that beat right there, that beat is so hard, and the way that Tupac and the Outlaws did it, I didn't think I was gonna ever hear somebody even recreate or do this beat over again. I don't think people probably did it, but it just didn't matter. But Kendrick did it. Now, a few pointers in this is that Kendrick literally rapped the same cadence as him. Not the same flow and said the same stuff, but he had the same cadence. Like, you can feel like Pac was rapping this, minus the whole he stretched like how Pac does his words and how he says his lyrics. It wasn't exactly like Pac at all, but you can feel this being like this is a Pac, what do you call it, inspired album. This is West Coast written all over it. You know, this was the moment here, but I didn't even peep even earlier on Squabble Up that he was referring to Pac and that too, dog. Like with, you know, when he's like talking about spitting at the camera and speeding off. Like I'm sitting here like, oh shit, that's Tupac shit. Like that's literally what Tupac did back in like '94. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember that shit. So when I seen it, I was like, oh yeah, okay, bet. So to fast forward and he's already in this point here, halfway through the album, and he's on his Pac shit. Like yeah. I give him big props on that, man. And also too, I forgot what I was gonna go with that. So we're just gonna hop right into Reincarnated, dog. Oh, there we go. We right back in it, dog. I just got distracted. I got stuff going on the side and everything. But nah, he's also in this point in the song. I think he's sticking a big middle finger up to Drake in response to his tailor-made bullshit that he had with the AI and the fake Pac and the fake Snoop. Like he's like, all right, that's cool that you can do that and it got taken down and all that, but guess what, I'm gonna use the same beat and now I'm gonna actually rap like the person that you so-called idolize. Like this shows that there's a difference of somebody appreciating the art form and the artistry versus somebody who's like an artifact collector. You know what I'm saying? Like Drake's a big artifact collector in my opinion. Like he's buying Tupac's rings, which once again there's really nothing wrong with it, but like when you get your culture card exposed so hard and like the things that you've done that have been just so not hip hop, it just looks different in a different light. And I think I scream this all the time since this battle. We're in the Ja Rule territory of what Drake's about to look like right now. Like he probably won't ever get faded musically, you know what I'm saying, because he does too much other things. But when's the last time you heard him rap? I bet Reincarnated.
Que refleja la noche tú y yo.
I just love that. I love how she came on that. As soon as this beat drop, I was like, oh yeah, we riding out right now on the sunset. Yeah.
I got this fire burning in me from within. Concentrated thoughts on who I used to be. I'm shedding skin. Every day a new version of me, a third of me, demented, cemented in pain.
My man talking about the shedding skin rhyme, like, and every day is a newer me. Hold on, dog. Like he came on riffing on this too. As soon as the piano.
I got this fire burning in me from within. Concentrated thoughts on who I used to be. I'm shedding skin. Every day a new version of me, a third of me, demented, cemented in pain, juggling the pros and cons of fame. I don't know how to make friends, I'm a lonely soul. I recollect this isolation, I was 4 years old. Truth be told, I've been battling myself, trying to navigate the rhythms fake, cynical about the judgment.
My fault. At this point too, I think this is more of this is a storytelling song for sure, of 3 different people, perspectives, stories, whatever it may be. I just don't know the two that he's actually talking about. Like, I know the last one is definitely about him because of the conversation that he's having between him and himself. Whether it's the conscious, you know what I'm saying, whether it's his good side, bad side, like that can be deciphered how you want to interpret it. But the first two, I'm not exactly too sure who he's talking about, whether it's rock and roll and R&B. I'm just not too sure who he's referring to in that. Like, that's something that I'm not familiar with. So definitely let me know that in the comments below. I want to see the answers out there. I've read things out there, but I also want to see like what the people out in the universe think too. So don't forget to comment that in the comments below too. Like the video. We right back to it.
The fame. I don't know how to make friends, I'm a lonely soul. I recollect this isolation, I was 4 years old. Truth be told, I've been battling myself, trying to navigate the rhythms fake, cynical about the judgment day. I did past life progression last year and it fucked me up. Reincarnated on this earth for 100 plus. Body after body, lesson after lesson. Let's take it back to Michigan in 1947. My father kicked me out the house cause I wouldn't listen to him.
Alright, so who was born in 1947 in Michigan? That's probably a famous artist. That's really what it is. Alright. So that's the first one I got. Let me play that back because he just kind of barred off in that too.
The fame. I don't know how to make friends, I'm a lonely soul. I recollect this isolation, I was 4 years old. Truth be told, I've been battling myself, trying to navigate the rhythms fake, cynical about the judgment day. I did past life progression last year and it fucked me up. Reincarnated on this earth for 100 plus. Body after body, lesson after lesson. Let's take it back to Michigan in 1947. My father kicked me out the house cause I wouldn't listen to him. I didn't care about his influence, only loved what I was doing. Gifted as a musician, I play guitar on the grand level. The most talented where I'm from, but I had to rebel. And so I'm off in the sunset, searching for my place in the world, with my guitar up on my hip, that's the story unfurled. I found myself with a pocket full of money and a whole lot of respect. While the record business loved me, I was head of rhythm and blues. The women that fell to their feet, so many to choose. But I manipulated power as I lied to the masses. Died with my money, gluttony was too attractive. Reincarnated.
So he's that person reincarnated then, right? That's what I would think. He's whoever he just rapped about reincarnated.
Another life, it placed me as a black woman in the chitlin circuit. Seductive vocalist as the promoter hit the curtains. My voice was angelic, straight from heaven, the crowd sobbed. A musical genius, what the articles emphasized. Had everything I wanted, but I couldn't escape addiction. Heroin needles had me in fetal position, restricted. Turned on my family, I went wherever cameras be.
Fuck, I know who this is.
Private planes for my insanity.
I have an idea of who that is. Fuck. I got a little idea, but it's at the tip of my tongue, and I'm not even gonna try to think about exactly who I'm thinking about, but it's something. I got an idea.
Woman in the chitlin circuit, seductive vocalist as the promoter hit the curtains. My voice was angelic, straight from heaven, the crowd sobbed. A musical genius, what the articles emphasized. Had everything I wanted, but I couldn't escape addiction. Heroin needles had me in fetal position, restricted. Turned on my family, I went wherever cameras be. Cocaine, no private planes for my insanity. Self-indulge, discipline never been my sentiments, I needed drugs. To me an 8-ball was like penicillin, fuck love. My happiness was in that brown sugar. Sex and melodies gave me hope when nobody's looking. My first assistant was a small town scholar. Never did a quaalude till I got myself around her. My daddy looked the other way, he saw sin in me. I died with syringes pinched in me. Reincarnated.
Died with some engine pinched in me. So this person must have died in like a car crash or something? Is that what's going on here? Like, once again, I first heard this, I was just super hype off the Pac beat alone and just everything else. Like, this album, and I was so far in and so far gone at this point. But like, those are little details that I have to just Google or look up. But if you're watching this and I get it out there, let me know in the comments below though. Cause he's telling you who he's talking about. He's saw sin in me.
I died with syringes pinched in me. Reincarnated.
Now I'm just curious, but the best verse is coming up. I'll Google it later, dog. I like
my present life is Kendrick Lamar, a rapper looking at the lyrics to keep you in awe.
Okay, yep. Alright, so he's both of those people reincarnated as himself, and now it's this song is way better than just the fact that it's a Pac beat. This song is way better now, beyond the fact that it's just the Pac beat and just the sound and how he was, because he was rapping really well. He's killing this right now too, to the point where I'm just like, yo, he's got a crazy story about this right now. Oh shit.
life is Kendrick Lamar, a rapper looking at the lyrics to keep you in awe. The only factor I respected was raising the bar. My instincts sent material straight to the charts. My father kicked me out the house, I you in awe.
That almost just killed me, dog.
My present life is Kendrick Lamar, a rapper looking at the lyrics to keep you in awe. The only factor I respected was raising the bar. My instincts sent material straight to the charts. My father kicked me out the house, I finally forgive him. I'm old enough to understand the way I was living. Ego and pride had me looking at him with resentment. I close my eyes hoping that I don't come off contentious. I'm yelling, Father, did I finally get it right? Everything I did was selfless. I spoke freely when the people needed me, I helped them. I didn't gloat, even told them no when the vultures came. Took control of my fleshly body when the money changed. Son, you do well, but your heart is closed. I can tell residue that linger from your past creates itself. Father, I'm not perfect, I got urges, but I hold them down. But your pride has to die. Okay, Father, show me how. Tell me every deed that you done and what you do it for. I kept 100 institutions paid. Okay, tell me more.
Alright, so I feel like at this point he's conflicted with what he's either given to the people or the game. But then the other side of his conscience is kind of saying that, like, your heart's closed, so there's not a lot that you think you given, and like you must. And it's also, it seems like he's addressing what fans be addressing online, I guess. Is like saying that he's a walking contradiction and all that. This is just kind of me doing an overall summarize and paraphrasing this little bar here because I don't have the lyrics to be able to just stop and do that. I just have this right here.
The only factor I respected was raising the bar. My instincts sent material straight to the charts. My father kicked me out the house, I finally forgive him. I'm old enough to understand the way I was living. Ego and pride had me looking at him with resentment. I close my eyes hoping that I don't come off
I
contentious.
just feel like that was him just being young and immature and just not understanding why it was happening when it happened. But finally, when he got to mature, he understood that shit.
Yelling, Father, did I finally get it right? Everything I did was selfless. I spoke freely when the people needed me, I helped them. I didn't gloat, even told them no when the vultures came. Took control of my fleshly.
So maybe when he's talking about the vultures, maybe like the fake fans, fake friends, or the money grabbers, or the people that was thirsty for the money. Maybe.
Body when the money changed. Son, you do well, but your heart is closed. I can tell residue that linger from your past creates.
Okay, yeah. So he must be thinking that he's doing all this good, but he still has past, like, which I feel like he's spoken on in his last album, where he just has these past things that linger within himself that he's not fully healed from.
I'm not perfect, I got urges, but I hold them down. But your pride has to die. Okay, Father, show me how. Tell me every deed that you done and what you do it for. I kept 100 institutions paid. Okay, tell me more. I put 100 hoods on one stage. Okay, tell me more. I'm trying to push peace.
I feel like in those bars, he must be definitely talking about things that happened in recent time, where I believe he went to like a couple of institutions and spoke and did that. And then he must be talking about the pop-out tour. And then he's trying to push LA. Okay, yeah, all right, yep. This is a battle within his own conscience and like where he stands on his like morality. Even though he's like, the love war is like he's fully embodying like this rap beef, I think, and he's turning a new leaf into like, all right, y'all want Boogeyman, well, you got him. And that's just me being funny, but like also being serious, and like it doesn't mean to be like you want Boogeyman, you got him, but I think it's more like, well, this is what Kendrick's about to be on. And now since we're questioning, because it's all about his legacy too, I think it always goes to the overall premise of this album too, is like his legacy is getting stomped on, is getting disrespected, but he's done this, he's done that, good or bad, and then he's like, well, the fans are saying this, and he's like, well, I've done this, which is gave to the institutions, trying to bring peace to LA. Play it back a little bit.
But I hold them down. But your pride has to die. Okay, Father, show me how. Tell me every deed that you done and what you do it for. I kept 100 institutions paid. Okay, tell me more. I put 100 hoods on one stage. Okay, tell me more. I'm trying to push peace in LA. But you love war. No, I don't. Oh, yes, you do. Okay, then tell me the truth. Every individual is only a version of you. How can they forgive when there's no forgiveness in your heart? I could tell you where I'm going. I could tell you who you are. Fell out of heaven cause you was anxious. Didn't like authority, only searched to be heinous. Isaiah 14 was the only thing that was prevalent.
I don't know those verses, but okay.
My My greatest
That song,
music
I'm not playing
director
with the
was
Bible.
you. It was colors, it was pinks, it was reds, it was blues, it was harmony and motion. I sent you down to earth cause you was broken. Rehabilitation, not psychosis. But now we here now. Centuries you manipulated man with music. Embodied you as superstars to see how you moving. You came along.
Bodied you as a superstar. Damn, this is like basically saying he was sent down from heaven or sent down from above because he was just a fallen angel. I feel like that's just where he's getting at in that he's just a fallen angel sent down to now try to make peace on earth or be the Messiah that people like to say that he is or whatever. That's just my interpretation of this, especially since the Isaiah 14 thing. Also, too, I'd like to say that as much as I'm like, this might have this is the only part where I feel like there was the Eminem influence, where I'm listening to it again, and this ain't even really because Eminem had to talk with the devil. You know what I'm saying? And like all that. This is more in tune. Well, I mean, shit, DMX kind of did too, but with the voice, the voice changeover and the little voice switch, I feel like this gives me more of like the Damien series from DMX, more than anything, and it's not even Slim Shady inspired at all, versus what people are trying to push out there. But yeah, definitely DMX inspired. I can't recall another artist that has done that. So yeah.
It's only a version of you. How can they forgive when there's no forgiveness in your heart? I could tell you where I'm going. I could tell you who you are. You fell out of heaven cause you was anxious. Didn't like authority, only searched to be heinous. Isaiah 14 was the only thing that was prevalent. My greatest music director was you. It was colors, it was pinks, it was reds, it was blues, it was harmony and motion. I sent you down to earth cause you was broken. Rehabilitation, not psychosis. But now we here now. Centuries you manipulated man with music. Embodied you as superstars to see how you moving. You came a long way from garnishing evilish views. And all I ever wanted from you was love and approval. I learned a lot, no more putting these people in fear. The more that word is diminished, the more it's not real. The more light that I can capture, the more I can feel. I'm using words for inspiration as an ideal. So can you promise that you won't take your gifts for granted? I promise that I use my gifts to bring understanding. For heavy man, woman, and child, how much can you vow?
He's like, yo, he's on his Pac shit. This is really on some Pac, like I'm trying to use my words for better and trying to do that. And it's funny because he's at least able to be a little bit older and not be as conflicted and kind of mature though. Not funny, but like it's crazy to see that like he's speaking on that perspective like that.
Sent you down to earth cause you was broken. Rehabilitation,
sorry, I'm playing
not
this last one
psychosis. But
back
now
to back
we
like
here now.
this.
Centuries you manipulated man with music. Embodied you as superstars to see how you moving. You came a long way from garnishing evilish views. And all I ever wanted from you was love and approval. I learned a lot, no more putting these people in fear. The more that word is diminished, the more it's not real. The more light that I can capture, the more I can feel. I'm using words for inspiration as an ideal. So can you promise that you won't take your gifts for granted? I promise that I use my gifts to bring understanding. For heavy man, woman, and child, how much can you vow? I found my life just to live one in harmony now. You crushed a lot of people, keeping their thoughts in captivity. And I'm ashamed that I ever created that enemy. And let's rejoice where we at. I rewrote the devil's story just to take our power back. Reincarnated.
And ending that, I think was a powerful end to that. I rewrote the story.
I'm trying a new marketing tactic.
Damn, I can't even fucking play it back. But yeah, even the way he ended that is just basically going back to where he's standing on that. He wants the original origin and like that original feeling, I feel like, of just like hip hop back. You know what I'm saying? I think that was like his overall testament of what he's trying to stand on at the end of that conversation that he's having with himself. And whether it's God, whether it's his guilty conscience, whether it's like the devil angel on your shoulder, whatever, however you want to look at it, you know what I mean? Like that was basically, I think, what he was getting at overall with that message in the song and the Reincarnated song, which I already knew was Pac Reincarnated off my initial reaction, but it's either Jimi Hendrix or whoever else it may be in that first verse. The second verse is definitely a female, because I think a lot of people said something about the first verse is Billie Holiday and somebody else, and maybe Jimi Hendrix. I'm just throwing anything out there. I don't know the first one at all. But the second one is definitely a female. It had to be because there was a lot of she's in there. So it's a female. So we have to look up who died in the accident with an engine in their chest or something like that. That's just my assumption though too. Like I'm just trying to understand this as much as I think anybody else is with those verses. But then you finally get the last verse where he's He's reincarnated. Fast forward to the present because he mentioned dates too. So started in 1947, and something else must have been in the 60s or maybe in the same time frame. And now we're in the present day as Kendrick Lamar, who's a newer artist who's now has this powerful voice to shift the world and change people. So he's one of those people. On top of also now he's the rapper that is also reincarnated as Tupac, so to say. He just obviously he didn't have to have a verse for that. It was the beat and the feel and the flow itself that told us that. So yeah, this reincarnated song is definitely something of a lot of powerful like entertainers, you know what I'm saying, an artist. Like that's basically what I'm getting from the beat, the first verse, the second verse, and just what he was overall talking about in the third. Song's a 10. This is my 10. That's why I had to reserve the 9.5 in the last song. This song's my 10. Now it's even more of a 10, not even because of just solely of the Tupac thing, but this is just a genius written song, well written, well put. I just wish I knew who he was like exactly talking about in the first two verses, but I got an idea of like who in May and what they stood for, what they stand on, considering what he represents is the best way I can put that. So yeah, that's what I got with that, man. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and if you know who he's talking about in the first two verses, let's talk about it. I want to learn. So throw it in the comments below. I'm out of here. Peace.